Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mike's Basement. That's it, right? We are back in X-Plane 11. And as you can see, we are getting boarded. I mean, not boarded, but we are boarding passengers on this beautiful sunny day here at La Palma. I haven't been observing anything lately. I mean, at the observatory. I don't have access anymore, but we're doing what we can. So let me see if I can remember anything from this. I mean, it's actually surprising how quickly you forget things just by spending a little bit more time in one simulator compared to another. But let me hope that we can get it going. Today we're going to something as exotic as Morocco. So I just looked at a map. Honestly, I hadn't planned anything of that sort. I just looked at the map and thought to myself, well, Morocco is, I mean, Africa is just in the neighborhood from here, so why not fly there instead? So that's where we're going today, and we are probably going to spend a little bit more time in Africa. Sometimes on VATSIM, sometimes on Pilot2ATC. Today we are doing it on Pilot2ATC, which just reminds me that I need to enable live traffic. And I need to connect Pilot2ATC. We're connected now. Let me see if I can import the flight plan. We have SimBrief. We do also have PFPX. The route. So let me see if I can find the route. I'm pretty sure that I don't want the see if I can actually just copy the route. Copy. Let's see what happens. Pilot2ATC. Going to remove that and remove that. Can I pull it up? Yeah, I can. Alright, let's see what it says. Import. Looks fine. So it suggests obviously runway 36. But I think in order to get anywhere we need to listen to the ATIS. So let's do that. Let's figure out. I cannot even remember. Does yeah. Let's try to talk to ground. Then 1 to 180. 1 to 180. Let's look down a little bit. Oh, we need to turn on. I need to turn on the radios. Let me see. So you might as well ask, why are we back in X-Plane 11 and not continuing the immense fun we had in the dome light. Turn off the internal dome light. We don't need that. See, what's the temp condition? About 30 degrees. All right, so let's give them some. Turn this on and start. Let's see, let's monitor the APU while we do the rest of the stuff here. So yeah, you might as well ask, why not just continue using Microsoft Flight Sim, because it really is, I mean, it really is some of the most beautiful scenery and clouds and all that, and the what's it called? The fly-by-wire mod really does make it viable to use. Need to change my tag, I can see. So it's tab. Oh, not tab. Tab. Air Portugal. And we are 1982. 1982. Save.
Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities and the safety card provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be received. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets.
Let's just turn off from the external power and let get that to move away. There we go. All right. So let's talk a little bit with the what was it that I found out? See, I like the AV tab here much more. Let's see, it was GCLA. Yes, La Palma. So we have tower and approach. We have tower on 118-900. We have approach, but this also says we have a ground. But let's see, departure. Bimbo. Okay, all right. I'm not sure. We are using Cora 6T. That's this one. Let's see. Any frequencies in here mentioned? Maintain flight level 90 and await further clearance. Well, let's do that, but because that's probably see what it says to us. But let's put that in as our initial. So over here I have, when I look at, I have a GCLA ground 12180. So let's use that, even though we really don't have. And let's 11890. Let's put tower in as well. And over here, up. There we go. Sorry.
Good morning, Emirates 145, joining Delta.
Emirates 145, Roger.
So I can turn it down here.
Left taxiway Alpha to stand Golf 4.
No.
After Delta, second to the left via Alpha to stand Golf 4, Emirates 145.
That unfortunately only works in VATSIM. Then I can turn it down here. Let's see, and we had. I'm not sure whether it will take us to approach, but I'm going to put it in any case. 1, 2. Let me put in first center. That's 119. 30. Let's go this way instead. But I don't have too many passengers today.
Ground clear, Afrika, 29 Echo, turning on the Delta.
Good day, KLM 29 Echo, taxiway Delta.
And let's put in 12610. It's 100. There we go. Now we have most of the frequency I probably can think of. Let's ask for a weather. Let's see. La Palma ground, Air Portugal 1982. Say weather, please.
Air Portugal 1982 weather at Golf Charlie Lima Alpha is few clouds. Visibility is 6 miles. Winds are 040 at 5 knots. Cloud coverage is 4,200. Few clouds. Current altimeter is 3000. Temperature 26°.19.
Alright. And I need to change that. I didn't do it from... That's the only thing... That's sort of one of the major gripes that I have with the Pilot2ATC is that you have to change the units yourself. So when we fly to the US, we'll have to go back to the US system. But right now we are in the metric system. So let's just repeat that. And I'm going to make our...
Please say weather Air Portugal 1982. Air Portugal 1982 weather at Golf Charlie Lima Alpha is few clouds. Visibility is 6 miles. Winds are 040 at 5 knots. Cloud coverage is 4,200. Few clouds. Current QNH is 1016. Temperature 26°.19.
Alright. 1016. That is something we can use. So since winds are... Let me just get the chart up once again. Zero force. What? Let me see the 18. It's going to be 36. Yes. All right. So let's see what we have. We're going to use.
We are ready to go when you are.
Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 1982 with service to Casablanca. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours and 10 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Center 15 Mike, cross to 7 and up number 2. Center 15 Mike, cross to 7 and up number 2.
Let's see if we can get the weather at let me see, GMMN Casablanca Mohammed. Let's update it. 030 at 6 knots. So we have 17 and we have 35. So yeah, we're going to go for 35 as well. Blah blah blah. So let's see. We're ending at standard arrival. Arrival.
Alpine 720 Romeo, taxi runway 18 left, cross to 7 at number 2.
We're ending at Vaughan. Let's see, do we have something? Let's see. Doesn't have any recommended.
Gentlemen in uniform, you can take Echo 5 and contact 119 and that's 1230. 19230,
think the Nix 1A is probably the best one. Let's load that as standard arrival. And our approach. So where does that end? Yeah, it ends in dev-no. So we're going to use the dev-no transition. Load that up. Alright. That's validated. And file it. See what we have of any aircrafts nearby. Nothing. Alright, we are on borrowed time now, so let's get the show on the road as quickly as we can. We can ask everything to leave now, so we're going to turn the beacon on. Strobe to auto. And let's go down and, well, a little too much. Close the other doors. Let's just get loaded. So we are dealing with 100 passengers, which number-wise should fit because I've made it so it fits. Let's take a look. Next page. 100 payload. Let's see. 64.8 tons, and we are having 5,000 kilograms. Let's see if we move. Let's see, what is it? It's 19.5. That's a little bit. Let's put 2,000 here and 3,000 in the aft, and we get up to 23.3. That's pretty decent. Fuel should be 13.7 tons. Let's take a look. Yes, 13.7. Just say take 14. Load and load. Alright, now we can ask all of these vehicles to move away. But we cannot take off yet because that's something we need to do. Ground, there's no clearance, was there? Let's see if we ask ground. There's no ATIS, so La Palma ground, Air Portugal 1982, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Air Portugal 1982 is cleared to Golf Mike November, climb via the Coral 6T departure, with the Coral transition, then direct to Sierra Oscar November Sierra Oscar then as filed. Expect departure runway 36. Maintain flight level 340. Squawk 6651.
Captain ground, anyway, more on 7 to Bravo, Golf 5 and West startup. On 7 to Bravo, set up for push.
Air Portugal 1982 cleared to Golf Mike November via the Cora 6T departure via the cold transition, and then direct to Sierra Oscar November Sierra Oscar, then as filed. Maintain flight level 340, squawk 6651.
Read back incorrect. Air Portugal 1982 cleared to Golf Mike November.
Dutch Cannon 717, hold short Alpha 12. Dutch Cannon 717.
Let's try that again.
Swiss 76 Juliet, hold short Alpha 12.
Hold short Alpha 12, Swiss 76, again.
Okay, 1351.
Air Portugal 1982 is cleared to Golf Mike November, climb via the Cora 6T departure with the color transition, then direct to Sierra Oscar November Sierra Oscar, then as filed. Maintain flight level 340, squawk 6651.
Air Portugal 1982 read back correct. QNH is 1016, let us know when you're ready for pushback.
QNH is 1016, Air Portugal 1982. Alright, so let's get the FMS up and running. Let me see. Plop. Let's see. GPS primary, go away. Let's see. Data. Closest airports. Nope, that was not what I wanted. AC status. Yes. Current cycle. Let's go to init. We have a company route, so we are going to GCLA, GMMN. Oh, let me just I have a lot of windows here. Hi, Misty. Minty. I just thought that there might be someone writing in the chat. So let's put that in. Yeah, it seems to be fine. The right none. We are called Air Portugal. Just take a look at this livery here. Look at that. And the new LEAP engines, I have to say, these are so beautiful made. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Cost index. Let me just see what the passengers they're expecting. Oh, 24 minutes, I think we'll make it before the passengers begin to become uneasy. Let's let him run around a little bit more. Did I turn on the... Yeah, turn on the bleed. No, let's just ask them to sit down and buckle up. But I am missing that connection with the button. Let's see, 25. Now cruising should be 360. 360. Let's get the winds. I really hope that ToLiss will get that diff. So let's go here. Departure. We're going runway 36. The Cora 6T transition. There's no transition here, but I'm not sure why there's not. What's why there's, but yeah. There should be a. Let's leave that. Let's see if there's any discontinuities. No, there's no discontinuities. Flight plan, red nav, auto tune. We don't have any glide slope here, so we are all on our own. Secondary flight plan, copy active. Performance. Now we need it, and this is what I miss in the other. Let's see. AV tab, ToLiss, this one. Let's see. we're going to let's try flaps too. And we're not using toga, so we're using flex temp 59. So we're going to use flaps dash up 0.9. 0. Let me see if I can do this. I should be able to do it. Yes. Flex temp was 59. Let's just put the same numbers in 1610. And then we're going to say, let me see what it suggests. No, format error, it doesn't suggest anything. 123. 143. Yeah, I know I format error, sorry. 144. Let's go to the departure chart that we have here to see. We have transition altitude is 6,000, that's put in perfect. Anything else we need to do? Yeah. There is something in the init B, I'm pretty sure, so let's go there. Zero fuel weight, that is 64.8. Is that what we expect? Let me just check. $64.8. Right on the numbers. 64.8 dash 23.3. Block fuel 13 point. Let's just say 14. Ah, I always forget that. It's a little annoying that it doesn't put it in from the flight plan, but I suppose that's okay. Let's see. GMMN. GMMN. Alternative, and now if we go here, we should get everything, yes. So that was Div's rip performance. We already did all of that. We have set the QNH, we have RadNav in. Fuel prediction is so one of the things I'm going to we don't have an ATC communication, that would have been cool. But one of the things I'm going to test out here today is whether we can actually do an offset. Doesn't say here, but I want to see it when we are en route to see if we can make an offset. Let's see, anything else I need to do? There's probably something I'm forgetting. There's always something I'm forgetting. Let's plan our I'm just see where we are. AV tab GCLA. Let's get it. Airport. There. We're taking off from 3.6, so that's down here. So I want to be facing south. Let's plan that. Something along the lines of this. Down here, obviously. See if we can park it here so we're not too much in the way. And go a little bit forward, something like this.
Ground to cockpit. Canon knowledge. Coming through the menu when you are ready.
And right there would be smack in the middle where the tug is going to drive, but oh. Just lost connection there for a while. Now we're back. Hope I didn't disturb it too much. Let's see, what am I missing? Because I am always missing something. Let's lock the door. I was not thinking about the door, but Let's take a look up here. Let's turn this up now that we are. Let's give him access to this as well. Let's turn on the fuel pumps. Let's test the engines. Fire system, I already tested the interesting, no sound. There was the sound. I already tested the APU before I started the stream, so we have a top of descent there. Perfect. Let's jot in the turn that on. See, that was 6651. 6651. There. And it should say TA only. We have park and APU bleed, and that's it. Alright, I think we are just about ready for a pushback, so let's talk to ground and have them give us that. La Palma ground, Air Portugal 1982, ready for pushback and engine start.
Air Portugal 1982 pushback and engine start approved.
Perfect, so let's start it.
Ground to cockpit. Tau is driving up.
Let me see if I can figure out where my... That was reverse. Park and brake there, alright, perfect. No lights are on, that shouldn't be on. Seat belts are on, this is set to auto, this is set to auto. Nothing is white, nothing looks out of the ordinary, nothing looks wrong. If I've forgotten something, I really can't see what it is I've forgotten. And we set up the FMS according to everything. Data, init A,
okay,
init B.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Flight plan. We haven't set the destination yet because I don't want to fumble with that just yet. We have time to do that. No rad navs. Fuel prediction. Looks, there's numbers. Secondary has been copied. Let's do it again. Progress. Let's put that in. I'm expecting, I think it was 3.6.
Tau connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
See what he's doing. Alright, let's start engines. Starting engine 2. Start the chrono.
Okay, Delta 134, hold short, Alpha 10.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Keeping an eye on
your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft.
where the tug is taking us, so we don't go up for a little ride like before. Alright, so yeah, 3.5.
Insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight as we may experience unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards
Avail, so starting engine 1.
Tighten the straps if necessary. Although the bag is not complete, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, to Secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for a manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and a light. If you need to, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary protection device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoking
Operation complete.
in the
Set
lavatory
parking
is
brake.
prohibited by law. All of this information and
Wrong
more can
button.
be found in the safety
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Kilo 1351, this will be Alpha 52 for you,
and let us
turn
know
left
if
on
you have
Alpha,
any
hold short
questions.
Alpha 9.
Thank you for flying with us, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Kilo 1351, Charles.
Did you call 1351?
Confirm, it's Alpha 52 for you, turn left on Alpha, hold short Alpha 9.
Just confirm we got the Alpha 45 from TimeWatch. So Alpha 52 is that more new?
That's the latest I got, so for now we will taxi to Alpha 52.
Okay, 52 it is, KLM 1351.
Flight controls. We're going to test the flight controls in a little while, so just waiting for him to disconnect.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
I forgot to read back. Pushback and engine start approved. Air Portugal 1982. Yeah, perfect. Alright, let's test the flight controls. Yes, full rudder. Let's go a little bit forward so we can sit backwards so we can see him. There he is. Showing us his hands. Full down. Full up. Full left. Full right. And one thing I noticed that I didn't notice before, and I don't know why I didn't notice it. I can set the trim by looking at these numbers. So it was, I think it was 1 up 0.7, right? Let's see. Where was it? Performance. Init. Where the heck was it under? I think it was under Init B that you could just go to the ToLiss app. We had flaps 2, 0.9. All right. There. All right. Let's set some lights. One way turn in, taxi. Everything else can remain off.
Delta 258 after all, enter via Alpha 10.
After all, enter Alpha 10,
La Palma ground, Air Portugal 1982, ready to taxi to runway 36.
1982 taxi to runway 36 via taxiways Alpha, hold short runway 36.
Taxi to runway 36 via taxiways Alpha and then hold short runway 36, Air Portugal 1982. I expected that much. Let's just get, because there's, I think there's only one taxiway out of here. And that is Alpha, that is the one we are at right now, so let's, then we're going to hold short. So let me see, this one? No, that's reverse. This one. Oh, stop. Hey!
6291, request taxi. After jet 6291, taxi runway 18 left, cross 27 at November 2.
189, cross 27 via November 2, and we are able to find after jet 6291.
Roger.
Air Portugal 1982, holding short to cross runway 36.
Contact tower on 118.9er. Enjoy your afternoon.
Clear to cross runway 36, tower on 118.9er, Air Portugal 1982. Alright, let's go down to here.
And after jet 6291, are you ready for departure?
Oh, it reset it, so it was
Taxi to Echo 5.
Takeoff 5, thank you for that.
118.9er.
Hotel India Victor, you may turn any time left for base and final.
Okay, thank you. Turning left for base and final Hotel India Victor.
Hotel India Victor, wind 30 degrees, 3 knots, runway 28, correction, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land, Hotel India Victor.
Pop them out and be ready to get them out and be rolling. Alright, so we need to... I think we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to follow the lines. So it's a sloping runway. Did you see the landing, Mincy, from yesterday?
Hello, hold short, wait, Papa.
In my opinion, I actually managed to do pretty well, considering that there's no ILS or anything here. Oh my god. See if I can do a proper lineup.
With 78 Papa, line up runway 28.
Line up runway 28, please, 78 Papa.
That was actually pretty decent. Alright. Let's set the lights for takeoff. And ask for clearance to take off. La Palma Tower, Air Portugal 1982, ready for takeoff at runway 36.
Air Portugal 1982, winds are 045 at 5 knots, cleared for takeoff, runway 36.
Cleared for takeoff, Air Portugal 1982. Alright, let's get it to 50. Oh, we need to do, let's just do the test. Ah, I forgot all of that. Let's see, this way. And taking off without flaps, that's probably a really bad idea. Let's set this to a maximum for rejected takeoff. Let's say hello to the cabin. Forward. So let's do the takeoff test. Alright, now we are there. Set it to 50%. Let me get this up so I can see it a little bit better.
Correction, Hotel India Victor, 1155.
It must have stabilized now. Stick forward. Go to flex.
Turning left from Cedar, also on the front,
80 knots. Slowly releasing the stick. E1. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Let's follow the flight director here. To the best I can. Oh, come on, go away. Not now. It's
Air Portugal 1982 contact Canary Center on 119.3. Enjoy your afternoon.
oh. Flaps 1. Center on 119.3, Air Portugal 1982. Let's go down to level climb. Let's get the autopilot going here. Did I put it over? I think I put it over here. 19er. Yeah, 119.3. Let's take this button here. Move this one. Canarian Center, Skinny Air Portugal 1982, climbing flight level 900.
Air Portugal 1982.
That was completely wrong, man.
Radar contact.
Let's see, what time is it? Let's see.
41 Romeo contact.
Good afternoon, Canarian Center, Air Portugal 1982, climbing flight level 090.
Air Portugal 1982 radar contact.
Alright, let's turn on some, just to be sure.
Charlie Golf Hotel, Mike Papa, descend at Pilot, discretion to maintain flight level 290.
Whoa, there's a lot of turbulence here, man. Wow. But we were cleared for flight level 360. Let's see what he says to it, if he's going to ask us to. Let's see. Good afternoon, Canarian Center, Air Portugal 1982, climbing flight level 360.
Air Portugal 1982 radar contact.
He's happy with that. What? Oh. I forgot the flaps. Anything else I forgot? Yeah, the that one. Let's turn on the weather radar. See if we have any nasty surprises. Weather TX, let's see. Turn on the terrain here. Let's see if he is just having clear. Try to go to system 2. Still no weather radar. Why?
We have now passed 10,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight. Do not form a line near the left. This aircraft is encrypted onboard Wi-Fi. You will be required to pay a small fee if you wish to access it. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TV and state movies library.
So, seatbelts have been turned off.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you use unexpected turbulence.
United 123, have a nice morning. Thank you as well.
Ah, we'll weather WX all on. There we go. Yeah, the clouds are definitely not as beautiful in X-plane as they are in.
Calling center, say again?
Go to high, it's still the same. They're still pixelated. But I will say, all in all, I really do feel that X-Plane 11 is a much more functional and well put together sim. But that might just as well be that what was I thinking? That just might as well be, I mean, let's see, what does it say? Oh, that's the center tank feed, yeah, it's going on and off from time to time. The lack of really, really well built airplanes. Let me see, I believe we have an engine view. Look at that. And the sound that the fly-by-wire team has made for the A320 in flight sim, oh, it's perfect, man. It's just so good. Let's see the other view, wing view. See if we can get a little bit closer. But I love the way that they have made the cloud layers here. They're cool. Let's go back to the cockpit. Let's take a flyby. .52 frames, that's that's really not bad. But I'm going to do a little bit cheaty stuff here, so I'm going to set this down to maximum 20%, 20 knots, and let's say something like 75% turbulence. We have reduced surface crosswind on as well. We have seasonal change. We have a lot here. So cloud dynamic quality, that is really something that is taxing the system, and cloud dynamic range, so I've turned that down a little bit. I mean, performance and all that, it's pretty okay. I like it that way. Let's see. We are nearing Tifton. But I haven't really decided whether I would like to have the throttle quadrant. I mean, I'm actually pretty satisfied with flying with the Thrustmaster T16K or T16,000 or whatever you want to call it. So give him terrain radar, even though it looks really weird, but we do have some terrain down here. Let's take an outside look down. So what are we flying in NOAA right now? Tenerife. Yeah. And they actually have an ILS airport. Let's get the high-end route. Pretty cool. So that's Tenerife down there. Pretty cool. I mean, yes, flight sim, it just looks better. There's no way around it. But X-Plane 11, I mean, it works, right? And I have to admit, I tried a flight yesterday from with all the real with all the bells and whistles. So a lot of what do you call them? Introduced airplanes. I mean, the live stuff that the flight sim can do on its own. A lot of different variety of airplanes. I set most of my graphics down to high, and then I took the A320, the fly-by-wire A320 from LAX to San Francisco, SFO. KSFO, KLX to KSFO, and to be honest, it was taxing on my system. I mean, when we were up in the air and the sight, I mean, how it looked. Again, like I said, there's just nothing that can compete with that. It's just it's so beautiful. So that's just the way it is. And like one, I think it's called V1 simulations. He said that looking at flight sims vanilla nothing added or mods, except for the fly-by-wire A320 mod. It's like looking at X-Enviro on steroids. So, and I completely agree with him. It's really beautiful. It really is. But I still felt that the flight that I did online, I mean, in my opinion, I did pretty well also with the landing and all that. But, and I will also argue that some of the issues that I had, probably that fault also came from Pilot2ATC, and that's screwing around with me. But I just felt that flying, I feel more relaxed when I'm flying in the ToLiss here in X-Plane 11, and for that matter also the A350, even though I do have some gripes with that, because I know that the stuff in the ToLiss, it just works. I mean, yes, there are some things that probably doesn't work, and now that I am thinking about it, let's go into, I think it must be in flight plan. Let's see, hold, yeah, it doesn't have an offset. So that's one of the things they probably could put in. And if we go over here, let's try Tiffin. Yeah, no, they do have an offset. That's a work in progress. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. So they are thinking about it. That was really what I wanted to see, whether they had a progress. Let's see, 12:35 for top of descent. It's a little less than an hour. All right. That was what I was interested in seeing, whether they could do an offsets, but they're thinking about it, so that's pretty neat. The fly-by-wire, I mean, I will still not say a single bad word about fly-by-wire. They are doing a heck of a fantastic job in making I mean, I will say actually completely useless airplane into something that just really works. So what they have managed...
1982 descend and maintain flight level 340.
Descend and maintain flight level 340, Air Portugal 1982. And now it's going to be mad at me because I'm changing this mid. Well, let's do an open descent then. Sorry? What was I saying? Yeah, but didn't he clear me? Let me just get back to my... it was 340. I don't know why I got 360, 340. So, but we do have a step climb in. Let me see if I can put that in and get it to work. That was really not here. Maybe tap. No, it just says 360. But oh, now I know. Now I know. Yeah, it's because I forgot to set the flight level in Pilot2ATC. I forgot to set that to 340. Let me see if I can find.
5388, descend level 2901 wind.
2901 running sky with 5388.
Canadian Center, Air Portugal 1982, request new altitude of flight level 360.
Air Portugal 1982, you were garbled. Please say again.
Yeah, I said something. Air Portugal 1982, request new altitude of flight level 360.
Air Portugal 1982, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, Air Portugal 1982. That's fair enough, I can use that. I think we can manage that. Above flight level. Yeah. So where was I? I was saying I constantly felt that flying in flight sim, no matter how beautiful it was, and especially flying with the... I flew with the experimental one. I'm down to flying with the development version. It does some stuff. Sorry, just yawning. There was some stuff that was missing in it. So let me just change this. Not much, nothing that I really recognized. The major difference was that the experimental one, as you could see, didn't have the terrain radar and the weather radar online. They changed it out basically. With the development version, they still had the weather radar and the terrain radar from Asobo, basically. So that was the major, and then there was some FMC stuff that is in the experimental that is not in the development version. But other than that, I didn't find a big difference in it. But I mean, there was some stuff that was introduced by me. I constantly forget to set in my destination data, and then everything went haywire because I had to go back and forth and all that. So that was a bit of an issue. Let's see. What was it exactly that I really wanted to do? I just completely forgot here. Yeah, that happens often with me. Alright, maybe I'll come to think of it in a little while. Yeah, so I felt stressed by flying the A320 in flight sim. And again, it's partly my fault because, I mean, when you have to go into a new sim, there's stuff you need to get. I mean, I constantly find myself pressing the 0 key in order to get back into the cockpit and look straight out, like I do here in X-Plane 11. And I was also... There was stuff that I missed in flight sim that I have here in X-Plane 11. So I guess that's also one of the reasons that I felt a little bit more stressed out flying the A320. I would say the basic functionality in it is pretty decent. It can do a yeah, I'd already done that. It can do a full sweep of. It can do the autopilot is pretty reasonable. I will argue that the autopilot has a tendency to be a little bit violent when you're turning, so it really turns. I mean, it looks... It honestly looks insane. But other than that, I don't see a huge problem. Alright, let's do a check. So let's get the cruise page up here. And let's start by taking STS. It says normal. Let's recall. It's all normal. Let's go all. There we have the cruise. Let's start by engine. And I'm not sure. I think there should be green lights here. Not sure. Engine. Bleed. Looks fine. Cabin pressure. And the ToLiss has, I'm pretty sure, all of these pages in the ECAM as well. So it's not the ToLiss, the fly-by-wire. So they are not missing there. There's a lot of stuff missing. Yeah, new cruising altitude. 370. There's a lot of functionality that is missing in the standard. I mean, in the FMS, the MacDo, for example, we don't have this page here. It's not. There's nothing. I mean, it's completely empty. It doesn't write anything. And that is, if you want to do a crossing the Atlantic Advanced, this page here is it's gold, because it can tell you every. I mean, you can give every information that the controller needs. You can get it here. So yeah, let's continue. Hydraulics looks good. Fuel used. We have a little bit in the main tank, but other than that it looks fine. APU is off, which I would expect. 22 degrees, that's pretty decent. Door oxy. Slide. So let me try to go back to where were we? Condition here. So I found that how I should interpret this page. Let me pop it up for you. I had a little bit of an issue how I should exactly interpret this page, because at first initially I thought that we were pumping a lot of cold air into the cabin, and then I sort of wondered how in the heck can we pump 22 degrees air in that's cold. What is hot then? So I think I figured out how to interpret it. What it means is that we are getting a lot of hot air from the engines. I mean, that they are really pumping out hot air. So what we are getting here is that we are mixing this hot air with cold air. I mean, basically just like a car does it on a cold day, right? When you start an older car with carburetor on, when you start that on a cold day, it will shift over to take as much air as it can from the exhaust. So not the air from the exhaust, but the air surrounding getting heated by the exhaust. And then gradually, as the engine gets warmer, it will shift over to get hot air, cold air instead. So I'm interpreting this as being basically the same system. That we have hot air coming in, and then we're mixing that with cold air in order to get these nice 22 degrees in here. And let's continue. All our doors are closed, which are good. The temperatures looks fine, the pressure's fine. And we already looked at, trim is set. Normal. Cruise. Alright. See.
In a few moments, we will be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for a list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, the only...
I mean, yeah, I really need to figure out why the heck you're saying hi double. I mean, it has to have something to do with how the chat is multiplied from YouTube. I still haven't figured that part out yet. So yeah. So we're at flight level 370. I'll go and get myself a very hard needed cup of coffee and then I'll be back with you. So let me... Sorry, I just muted myself and kept talking. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, let me remove that as well. What I was saying is that I'll not be gone for 20 minutes. It's just a standard timer that I put on in order to show people that I am gone and I will be back later on. What was it I was going to say? Yeah, let's hope that the Pilot2ATC doesn't doesn't get crazy while I'm doing this. Yeah, one thing I really like about flight sim and laminar research, this must be something that you can fix pretty easily. Why in the world? Why in the world are our contrails black or gray? They should be pure white, just like the clouds. What do we have down there? Is that the part of... No, that's also an island. Let me put you in here. You can look at the engine. Down on the... See, there are some graphical glitches, but look at the clouds they're making shit. I mean, it looks beautiful. This is what I really like about flying, right? You have these puffy clouds and then you have the shadows on the ground. I mean, that's it. All right, like I said, I'm going to go to the bathroom, get myself a cup of coffee, and hope that we don't get transferred to another system center while I'm doing that. So now I'll mute the mic and not keep talking. So I'll see you in a little bit.
Good day, Air Canada 344, checking on 370 clear. Air Canada 344, is it?
All right, I'm back. Let's get to the cockpit and go to the pilot's seat. Let me just check if he has... No, he has not yelled at us yet. So we are apparently still within Canarian airspace. Let me get my AV tab open. Navigraph, sorry, not a Navigraph. If you're writing something in the chat, I cannot see it right now. Oh yeah, we're still, but we are just about to enter. Gee, we're about to enter, that must be, Moroccan, what do you call it? Moroccan airspace. So we are going to be handed over just in a second. And in not so long we should be able to see, the coast of Africa. Oh yeah, so like I said, I really enjoy flying with Pilot2ATC because you're getting ATC coverage everywhere. Oh, sorry, I bumped the mic. But yesterday, when I flew from ALX to San Francisco, I found a really big issue with Pilot2ATC that I mean, I knew it was there in the beginning. You know it, right? That was... Pilot2ATC can only control me. So it can give me instructions on whether to hold, whether to go around, all of that. That's all it can do. So when I load in airplanes from other players or real airplanes that are transmitting, I have an account here on live, what is it called? Fly Live? No, let me see. Live traffic. So I can get a lot of airplanes from all around the world. The problem is that the ATC cannot control them. It can only tell me where they are. And so the only thing the ATC can do is to tell me if I'm about to fly into something. There's a plane on the runway. It can tell me to go around. It can tell me to get in a hold, but it cannot remove that airplane from the from the runway before it has taken off. And furthermore, the airplanes cannot see me. Because they are just real airplanes, right? They're flying in a pattern, they're getting controlled, but they have no reason to know I'm there. So in order to get my plane down yesterday, I had to be very naughty and didn't just land while there was an airplane, another player, whatever it is, on the ground. Taking off, it is not a big issue because they are lining up. I can risk that someone is... I actually did that when I took off from ALX. There was an airplane landing while I was waiting for takeoff. And there was one in front of me. Probably another player, not sure about that. But that is an issue that you need to be aware of when you use a program like this. You can be put in a hold or made do a go around indefinitely. Because especially when you are at airports where there's a lot of traffic, the small airports doesn't really, because there's the frequent plane that comes there, it's not a big problem. But if you have a lot of traffic at that airport, you'll be sent around, go around all the time. But I have to say, again, Microsoft Flight Sim, the way that San Francisco airport looked, wow, it looked good. It was really beautiful. And since Asobo have made all of these, suppose that Sam could do that as well, but the way, if you notice, the way that the jetways connect to the airplanes in flight sim. It just looks more realistic. Here it's just, I mean, there's a big gap. There's not supposed to be a big gap. That I'm pretty sure, although it's not going to be a hermetic seal, I mean, it's not going to be sort of a pressurized seal. The seal has that little rubberish thing at the end of the jetway that has to connect in a seal with the airplane. It doesn't here. And again, you can ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this necessarily a problem? Isn't it just another example of eye candy? Yeah, probably. But I'll say this, in my opinion, if I had to choose between X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim right now, I would definitely choose Microsoft X-Plane 11, because having functional airplanes that...
Air Portugal 1982, contact Macrev Casablanca Center on 125.1. Good day.
Center on 125.1, Scandinavia, Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982, center frequency is 125.1.
125.1, Air Portugal 1982. Let me just change that. I wanted to say decimal instead. I mean, I have it. It's so much on my tongue constantly to say decimal instead of point.
Air Portugal 1982, contact center on 125.1.
Center on 125.1, Air Portugal 1982. 125.1. That's another thing. I'm pretty sure that Good afternoon, Casablanca Center, Air Portugal 1982 at flight level 370.
Air Portugal 1982, good afternoon. Radar contact.
That's another thing. I am quite certain that when you fly in the real world and also when you fly in VATSIM, the controller cannot see if what frequency you're on. So the notion here that you have that he's going to call me up and say, hey, switch frequency, doesn't work. I mean, why? Why in the world? How are they supposed to know that I'm on their frequency? So they're telling me, hey, switch to this frequency. And as far as he's concerned, I'm gone. Bye-bye. But I also get it in this sort of, the more sort of... the more grander scheme. So,
Air Canada 317, frequency lower. Air Canada 317.
90 and 120. Alright, that's going to work. I do get it sort of gameplay wise that obviously since you are flying offline, and you need to have ways to, I mean, what I do during cruise, talk, I guess. I mean, I try to do as much as I guess a real pilot would do, sort of check the systems, keep checking the different controls, the panels and all that, see if we have any airplanes, monitor the radio. But basically, when I cruise and stream, I talk about myself. I mean, I try to interact with the chat, but it's not always that. I don't want to complain, but I don't have a very active chat, so there's not much for me to interact with. So usually I just talk about whatever comes to mind, unless I have specific questions that people would like answered. Last time I streamed yesterday, we landed at in Microsoft Flight Sim. We landed at La Palma, the Canarian Islands, and there I spent a little bit of time talking about when I was studying for physics at the University of Copenhagen, astrophysics, that is, for those of us who wanted to specialize in astronomy and astrophysics. They had an offer that we could take a guess you would call it an educational trip in English. I'm not sure what you call it actually, specific name, but sorry, I just looked at the Pilot2ATC. Seemed like it did something, but it didn't. Yeah, so we took a trip from Copenhagen to Madrid, and then from Madrid to La Palma, and there is a collaboration between Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and I think Finland is also in it. So it's called the Nordic Optical Telescope. So the offer was that we could fly to La Palma and get sort of practical experience on the telescope in a week. So we had a project that we needed to make some observations using that telescope. And when we landed at La Palma in Microsoft Flight Sim, I took the drone flight that you can take and took it up to where the telescopes are in real life. And even though what is called the Shark something AI, Black Shark, I think they call it AI, the company behind the AI that sort of scans the images and put buildings where buildings need to be put. Although it couldn't figure out that is a telescope and that is a building and that is something else, it did get all the locations right. So I could actually sit in the sim and point out exactly where I've been. And I tried to do the same in Explain 11. But I couldn't find it. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool. And I did it. I put in some SAM stuff at La Palma, so I needed to put an airplane in order to set it up there. And then I took the camera and flew around and tried to look. I could find a spot. I could find a road, but there was no buildings there. So that is something that I like to do when I'm cruising. In this case, I was not cruising, but I suppose you get the point that I'm talking. Try to tell as much about myself as I want to and as I can. So yeah, Mr. Scoofy. That is what I do when I stream, when I'm cruising. And obviously we take flybys and enjoy those. That must be That must be chemtrails, man. That must be chemtrails. They're so dark. Grayish, almost. That's chemtrails, not contrails. So, I don't know what the heck my plane here is spewing out. Look at that. Oh. They're magical. I suppose the sim discovered it know that I figured it out. But look at, I mean, the dynamics of those trails. That looks pretty cool. But for the love of God, I cannot figure out why the heck Laminar Research chose to make them gray. But other than that, we take, I mean, cruising, look at images like this. If you want to know, these engines here are modded engines. So a guy, I cannot remember his name. He made his own 3D models of the LEAP engine. I mean, I have the LEAP engines here because I didn't want to get the IAEs or whatever they're called. But he made some engines for one of the Boeings and also one other that I cannot remember. He made I think it was he has made 3 or 5 engines, something like that, at the moment. So I downloaded the LEAP engine and installed it on the ToLiss A321, and there you have it. And I have to say, that engine looks much better than the original one. The original one is okay. I mean, it's not bad, but this one, it just has something else, right? It's if you find one of my earlier streams, and you can probably compare it. It has to be the first ToLiss I flew with. And that is I think it's on the YouTube videos. It was the IAE engines, and that was before I got the Neo upgrade for the A321. So obviously you cannot compare it with that, but I do believe that I have some wing shots like this flying with the standard ToLiss engine. It's not much. I mean, what did you expect, right? I mean, ToLiss didn't make a flat engine or something like that. It looks like the Neo engine. You can recognize it easily. This big engine, but I suppose that he just put in some extra details in it that just finishes up a little bit better. All right, let's get back to the cockpit. So we are already nearing our top of descent. So I guess it's time to put in the details for our landing. Bup. .358 knots, yeah, so still, definitely still runway 36. So we're going to go in here and say arrival. And I need...
Sky 726 just talked to the tower, and they got some circuit traffic on 12 and one coming off 12, so I got to take you around for the ILS. Turn right 15 degrees, vectors downwind.
Check right 15 degrees, vectors for the downwind. Thanks much.
So we are using Wonk 4A to GMMN. It says 17R, but that's not, we're not following that. Let's see, we're going for a...
Star 88 8384, roger, altimeter 3011.
3011.
Pretty sure it was 3... Yeah. 35 right. And we used the I, so let's just take that. Let's see, wonky. No, we don't have that anymore, so... Let me see.
Center, Jazz 322, so about a 2500 on the center.
Jazz 322, radar identified on departure. Clear direct to Darrett and climb flight level 210.
Nix 1A.
Direct Darrett up to flight level 210, Jazz 322.
And we used the DevNo. Yes, DevNo. And no standard arrival. Let's put that in. Insert. Let's check that we don't have any discontinuities. No. Doesn't look like it. Alright. Now we put that in. Let's check. Let's see what our...
Turn right a further 5 degrees and descend 3,200.
Da, 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 da.
Sky 726, roger, 3,200.
My apologies, 3,200.
Let's see, arrival. Nix 28. That was not it, it was 1A.
Michigan 371, sure, it's a good time for that. You can switch to 13265.
Nix 1A. And approaching 35 right. This one. So they do have an ATIS. 4,000. Alright. Transition altitude is go to performance. Descent. QNH. Oh, not that. Updated. Let's see. 358 knots. QNH is 1014, so let's put that in. 1014. Temperature 28. Not too bad. 358 knots. Transition level, that was... let's put in 4,000. Going to have to listen to the ATIS in order to get that information. I don't think I can get the ATIS right now. We can try. Let's see. 126,300. Casablanca Center, skinny. Casablanca Center, Air Portugal 1982, request leave frequency.
Air Portugal 1982 Roger. Report when back with me.
Will report back. Air Portugal 1982.
1982 say again.
I'll pick you up again shortly.
Will report back. Air Portugal 1982. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can hear it.
Mohammed B. International Information Mike.
We can.
12-0 Zulu winds are 351 at 8 knots. Visibility 6 miles. Sky condition VFR. Temperature 28, dew point 17. Current QNH is 1014. Arriving runway 35 left, 35 right, departing runway 35 left. Mohammed B. International Information Mike, 12-0 Zulu winds are 351 at 8 knots. Visibility 6 miles. Sky condition VFR. Temperature 28, dew point 17. Current QNH is 1014. Arriving runway 35 left, 35 right, departing runway 35 left. Mohammed B. International Information Mike, 12-0 Zulu winds are 351 at 8 knots.
Air Portugal 1982, back on frequency.
Air Portugal 1982 Roger.
Alright, so now we got that. Let's, we didn't get it didn't give us a flight level. But we did get that the, we're going to use 35 right. So where are we with respect to the descent?
26 turn left heading 150 intercept the localizer.
150 for the intercept, Skyline 726.
So I can see that the flight plan I put into... now you can see part of Africa. The flight plan that I put into... just make sure that I didn't push any buttons on my pad. The flight plan that I put into Pilot2ATC and the one that I have here doesn't exactly agree, but I can see at the start of Nixo it expects me to be at flight level 200, so I'm going to ask to descend to flight level 200. Now let's see. Casablanca Center, Air Portugal 1982, request descent to flight level 200.
Air Portugal 1982 descend and maintain flight level 210.
That's fair enough. Descend and maintain flight level 210, Air Portugal 1982. It's close enough. Do an open descent. There's no airplanes here, that's pretty interesting. See if we have any errors. Let's open glider.
Air Canada 104 now and 13522 good day.
So no aircraft here on ATSB. Wow, there's just a bunch of airplanes around. Wow, that is actually pretty interesting to see. I would really wish for you to see this. There's a go into globe.adsbexchange.com and look at there. You can see, and I don't know if it's whether, no, there are a couple of aircrafts around Africa, but there are just no aircrafts at all, almost, over the entire part of Africa. There's a little bit down at South Africa. There's something around Burkina Faso, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire also has something, that's written in, and a little bit out here around La Palmas, Gran Canaria and all that. But other than that, there's just no airplanes. Oh, there's a little bit up here where we are going. So there are some aircrafts, but it just looks interesting when you sort of look at it. There's just bunched airplanes around Europe and the US and transatlantic, and then there's just only a few handful of airplanes flying around in Africa. It's pretty interesting to see. Where are we? We are at there was a little bit of new weather coming in. Let's take a look at the side. Where's the sun? Is it directly above us? There it is. And all of that, you can see the lens flare and all that. That is also part of... that's worth a screenshot. Let me see... just try to do a print screen. I don't know if Steam can... and I don't want to just press random buttons, so... there we go, now they are nicely lined up. I think they should be...
Air Portugal 1982 expect the NIKZ-1 Alpha arrival with the NIXO transition for the ILS approach to runway 35 right with the DEVNO transition at Mohammed V International. After Vansi cleared direct NIXO.
259, good day.
After Vansi cleared direct NIXO, Air Portugal 1982. I'm just I'll make our guy let me see, say it.
Expect the NIKZ-1 Alpha arrival with the NIXO transition for the ILS approach to runway 35 right with the DEVNO transition after Vansi cleared direct NIXO Air Portugal 1982.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't understand what the heck we're saying. So after Vansi we're going direct NIXO, but that's what we're doing. Interesting. So let's go to 40. Baram.
Bombardier 15, contact center now 127.0. 1270 for Bombardier 15,
Just do a managed. We're almost there anyway, so. See, what are the frames now? 41, that's decent. I can live with that. But I think I'm going to stream 30 frames per second here, and because it seems a little bit silly to stream 60 frames per second when I rarely get 60 frames per second.
What is your requested flight level? Okay, stand by for climb. Elephant 430.
So that's how. This is how. Let me see if I put. Should have also have Afrika in here. Yeah. So this is how X-Plane is interpreting how Afrika should look.
Panther 3, Victor, Exotic today. Your squawk 2516. And what's going to be your requested flight level?
Let's turn on the
Okay, very good.
anti-icing.
Stand by. Sure.
Did it tell us a flight level?
Thomas Cook 2848, Center, good day. Squawk code 0732. Are you requesting any higher flight level?
Squawk 0732, and we have the possible pushing 0 Thomas Cook 284.
No.
Thomas Cook 2848, very good, thank you.
But I'm going to set. We're at flight level 210. So let's see. It's the one. This approach. So we are expecting to come in at 3600. So I'm going to set that. Two seconds.
Air Portugal 1982 climb and maintain flight level 310, descend to cross Nixo at flight level 200, then descend via the NIKZ-1 Alpha arrival with the Nixo transition to flight level 090, QNH is 1014 at Mohammed B International.
74, sorry, but you're clear for the RNAV, approach runway 34.
Clear for the RNAV, 34, 74. Yeah, we're just barely clouds now.
If you do break out or you want to turn in, just let me know.
Okay.
Alright, good afternoon, Victor Whiskey 38, Victor India, flight 430, of course, Hotel CPDSC.
Silver Arrow 38 Victor India, good day, squawk 2515. You are identified and cleared down direct Romeo India.
2515 coming down and direct to Romeo India, signal 3 Victor India. Channel 184, we need a 370, we got Tango.
Channel 184, Center, can you see us level 370?
Alright, I'm back. So he wants us to climb 310. Alright. I don't wanna, let me just
Climb and maintain flight level 310 will cross Nixo at flight level 200, then descend via the NIKZ-1 Alpha arrival with the Nixo transition to flight level 090 QNH is 1014 Air Portugal 1982.
let's go up again. How's our passengers doing? They're satisfied. That's good. Flight level 200. Alright. But why the freaking fractal does it want me to climb now? And I have to descend to flight level 200, cross Nixo at 200. Let me see if I can put in a constraint at Nixo.
That's Yankee Golf Alpha. Now we're presently about 10 miles northeast out of the 5.5. Thanks for your help.
Yankee Golf Alpha, you may check your unit radar service this time just before you go. There's an aircraft looks like they're just coming off of the GCLA area. Currently your close spot position, they are northeastbound. Looking almost opposite direction. Right now, we'll call it, well, probably you want to position right now, but 7 miles everything northeastbound, 3 miles just from...
Alright, let's try to see how we can...
Okay, how far away did you say?
About 7 miles
Let me see.
right now, but,
Climb and maintain flight level 310, Air Portugal 1982. Yeah, he liked that. Sometimes you don't have to say it all, and I try to keep away from saying these. We'll cross Nixo at flight level 200, then descend via the next 1 Alpha arrival next to flight level 090. QNH is 1014, Air Portugal 1. Yeah, okay. I know that I really have to say these things, but I also know that if I say them, quite honestly, it will begin to sort of blah, blah. All these names, I try to keep away from them because... Alright, let's see. Do they have an arrival? Let's see, AV tab, tablet. Ports, GMMN. An approach, they have an approach, so 119 and 900. Let's, because I'm pretty sure he will... Yep. He will shuffle us over to them some point relatively soon. So now we are with the Nixo transition. Now we need to descend to flight level 090. Going to do managed. Yeah, let's do managed. So, Mr. Scoofy, if you're still there, there really isn't that much to do. When you are cruising, when you're in the cruise, if you are thinking sort of flying wise. Oh, that's how a cloud should be, not that fog that just comes.
Air Portugal 1982 QNH is 1014 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 35 right with the Devno transition at Mohammed V International contact approach on 119.9. Good afternoon.
Approach on 119.9, Air Portugal 1982. Alright, so we are cleared to that runway. Yes, that's what I was hoping. 119. Yeah, decimal 9, yes. So I can never remember what I'm supposed to say. Let's see.
Saturday 20, turn right in 340. Return heading 340.
Alright, let's see. And that was approach. That is good afternoon, Casablanca approach. Air Portugal 1982. Inbound for ILS approach to runway 35 right.
Air Portugal 1982, good afternoon. Radar contact.
He liked what I said.
Saturday 20, reduce speed further to
2 no, that are we're supposed to be 090. I think we're going to go in for an open descent instead. And we're going to help it a little bit out by extending the speed brakes to half. Nice that he got radar contact with us. So we are going down with idle thrust. I mean, not going down, but we're descending with idle thrust. We're going down. Hopefully not.
United 820, company traffic is now 1 o'clock, 6 miles, westbound 6,000.
I'm going to get full speed brakes. Because I have an idea that we're supposed to be at the bar 36. Oh, okay, that's okay. I don't want to be late for my approach. Because then I have to do it, go around and all that. Alright, let's turn on the seatbelt sign.
United 820, this will maintain 2,500, turn left heading 330. Heading 330, 2,500, United 820.
Air Portugal 1982 descent via the Devno transition to 3,600 feet.
Descent to 3,000 feet, Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982 maintain 3,600 feet.
Maintain 3,600 feet, Air Portugal 1982. That's what I thought. Going to extend these in order to create a little bit extra drag.
That was 4590, turn left heading 090. Left turn 090, skies 4590.
Go to 10 nautical miles. Let's turn terrain on as well.
And United 820 company traffic does have you inside. The airport is 10 o'clock, 15 miles. You never exited Bravo, maintain the 200 knots.
United 820, we got the traffic on the field inside.
United 820, maintain visual separation, and heading 330 to join Palma, you're clear visual approach runway 28 left.
330 to join, maintain visual separation.
We have begun our final descending to Casablanca. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items.
See how we
either
are
in the
respect
back
to
pocket or
the.
under the seat in front of you. Please complete all
Now we
Wi-Fi
are a
related
little
tasks, any larger
bit.
electronics.
Let's turn that on.
Air Portugal 1982 QNH is 1014 at Mohammed B International Contact Tower on 118.5. Have a good afternoon.
Let's turn the approach on.
So it's 4590, just want to maintain 4000.
Go to managed.
Descend 4000, sky was 4590.
Where are we? We're at 8,000. Let's hope he can capture it. See if I can. No. Can I extend the speed brakes?
United 820, maintain 180 knots and kind of turn to the tower 120.5. Good morning.
Alright, knocks over the tower, United 820, good morning.
I think we need to do a go around. Maybe not, let's see.
So it's 4590 to the left, heading 360, where do you see 180?
Heading 360, slow 180, sky was 4590.
What was the QNH? $10.14, when $10.16.
Air Portugal 1982 contact tower on 118.5.
118.5. Tower on 118.5, Air Portugal 1982. We need to do a go around. Tower, good afternoon.
Air Portugal 1982, you have traffic at 11 o'clock 5 miles at 3,800 feet. Air Portugal 1982, slow to 250 knots or less.
Good afternoon, Tower. Air Portugal 1982, go around.
Execute the published missed approach for ILS to runway 35 right, contact approach on 119.9 to request another approach.
$2,500.
We're going to be beginning our descent shortly. We're trying to do our best to make sure we bring this in nice and smooth and on time.
He didn't like that. Let's see if it will follow the... Yeah, it does.
607, when vacated, contact
No.
121 Afrika team.
Alpha 607, vacated 21-9. Tschüss.
So I'm going to fly it manually. Let's turn the flight director off and get the bird instead.
Tarom 233 Bravo, runway 13 right, clear to land, wind 190 degrees, 10 knots, vacate at the end to the left.
Clear to land 13 right, vacate at the end to the left, Tarom 233 Bravo.
Let's get this up as well so I can follow that around.
Tarom 233 Bravo, left now, and vacated contact ground 121
Left 121 Airbus, thank you, Tarom 233 Bravo.
Let's make it follow that.
Tower, good morning, running Port Charlie, fully stand aside, approach runway 28 at 9 miles.
Alright, let's ask it to make it direct to where did
Port Charlie.
I don't know why it's wobbling back and forth like that. Just follow 2.5. Alright, let's see. I want to see... Can't see that here. Let's take a look at the our tow. Let's see, AVTAM. Alright, let's... Follow that line. Alright, let's see, let's get the AVTAB toggle tablet. Let's see. We're out here somewhere. Maybe you can fly direct to Beaver and make a hold there. Was an override? Yeah. And what does it say? 4,000. Let me get my flight plan up and see.
Good afternoon, Liner 4544 is outside of Goodness. Liner 4544, good afternoon, continue approach number 1, wind 250 degrees 6 knots. Approach Liner 4544.
CSD, that's the one we're going for. We have 36 minutes left, so I think we're going to make it.
Liner 4544 with 250 degrees 5 knots, runway 28 left, clear to now. You can stand runway 28 left, Liner 4544.
That's beautiful. Let's get that hold. Maybe it's so it's a 288 hold. Beautiful. 288. And it's a right turn. Just it's 0.1. Ah.
Tower, good day, KLM 39 Yankee, let's do it then.
KLM 39 Yankee, good afternoon, wind 250 degrees 5 knots, runway 28 left, clear to now.
Yes, let's do it then, KLM 39 Yankee.
Let's try this. We can do that, alright. Now we have a hold at Bevo. Then we can set up ourselves for a direct to CSD, I think it's called. C Kappa Sierra Delta. That was not a Delta. Let's look at this. Yeah, that one. CSD, yes. And we can see that direct there. Let's do it now. Don't need to hold.
From 6735, final 28 left.
6735, continue to become number 1 with 250 degrees 5 knots.
Continuing.
That should put us back on track again. take a look. Yes. Perfect. Let's descend to flight level 360.
Wilco execute the published missed approach
Forgot
for
that.
ILS to runway 35 right approach on 119er Air Portugal 1982.
Sierra 5 by 10 Sierra, contact ground on 12 destination line.
Right, Sierra 5 and 1 from this place, flat ALS 39.
It's Casablanca approach, Air Portugal 1982, inbound for ILS 36 right. Let's see.
Air Portugal 1982 radar contact. Turn left heading 132 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 35 right at Mohammed B International, maintain 3,600 feet. Air Portugal 1982, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 045. Air Portugal 1982, you have traffic at 10 o'clock 9 miles at 1,100 feet.
Traffic not inside Air Portugal 1982. So what did you say? Heading one. Heading 132 Air Portugal 1982. 1321. I need to change over. Let's get the flight director back. Heading 132.
Air Portugal 1982, turn left heading 132.
Heading 132, Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982, heading is 132.
American 855,
American 855.
Heading 132, Air Portugal 1982.
We're introduced to 200, then it's going to maintain 4,000.
200, then 4,000, American 855.
He wanted to vector us into that line. Quite sure. We're going to follow him.
United 1951 checking out of 11 for 6,000.
Send that 1951 first check.
Pretty sure we should get a
American 855 advise Bridge Airport inside. The airport is 10 o'clock, 1 miles.
Bridge and airport inside American 855.
American 855, cross memo letters on 4,000.
For at or above 4, clear for the bridge visual American 855. 28 left.
any time now, sir.
United 1951, just to maintain 4,000 expedite descent.
4,000 and expedite United 1951.
Certainly a lot of turbulence here. Ah, you want us to go all the way out there. Keep an eye on that terrain. Let me see if I extend it. To 5.
It was 4590, kind of tower 1.
With 36, hopefully we're not going to get all that, but 40. 25, alright. $250, alright. So I can see, I'm looking at the map for, let me just see if anyone has written anything. No. I can see on my map that he's going to send us down to a point called P3618.
2,500.
United 1951, turn left near 120.
Left turn 120 on 1951.
In a little while he wants us to turn to base, turn to final, and then go in. Maybe it's because he thinks I'm a clown that he's taking me out on all of this this little journey here. And now we have traffic, incoming traffic. Should be able to see him on the radar in a little while. Turned up to... Oh, still can't see him. We got a little headwind here. A tailwind, actually. Oh, he's way up. That's why I can't see him on the display.
Maintain 180 knots for the high stand Contact Tower 120.5.
Try to make that look above. Where is that?
Air Portugal 1982, turn left heading 074.
0 hit. Zero 74 Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982, you were garbled. Please say again.
7000 descending as a RJ28 right.
090, United 1951, looking for the traffic.
Heading 074 Air Portugal 1982. Yeah, I suppose that's how Africa should look. We are pretty close. And a little field down there, that's pretty neat.
United 1951, 0105.
See how much time do we have left? 23 minutes. I think we're going to make it anyway. Alright, I'm going to follow him and not look at maps or anything like that. Well, let me just show you. Let me show you sort of roughly what he's making me do. He's making me go down like this and then up. It's up here, I think. I'm going to go here and then up, and then we are... It's basically he's vectoring us in at a pretty... But now that I have the time, let's turn this on as well. take a peek at how the passengers doing. They're satisfied. They don't like turbulence, I guess. We have it out here, so we can basically just follow that. Now let's begin to set us up for landing.
Air Portugal 1982 cleared for ILS to runway 35 right, fly heading 016 to intercept final.
Cleared for ILS approach to runway 35 right, fly heading 016, Air Portugal 1982.
1951, just maintain 2,500.
Down 2,500, United 1951. Descending.
016. Alright, let's slow down to 220. Let's set up. It's armed.
Turn left heading 300 on the runway 28 left.
Let's see where we are according to the... We are there. In a little while I'm going to turn for 345. Let's turn the speed down to this. SLK, SLK. Why can't I see it? Because I'm too low? I can see the direction.
1951 out of that turn, the traffic is about 233 o'clock, 4 miles, they're westbound 5,000.
Alright, we're below it, don't see it yet, United 1651.
United 1951, you still don't have the traffic yet, they're currently restricted about
to 180.
Fields in sight, we do not have the traffic, United 1951.
1951, the RJ has you in sight. You're clear visual approach from my straight left.
Clear visual, 28 left, yeah, 1951, thanks.
Let's go to 345 now. Did I put the... No, I didn't put it over here.
Just speed up, Josh. You have a need on the speed for 1951.
1951, 200 knots for now, please. The RJ is going to be slowing back to keep you in sight.
200 on the speed, 1951.
I'm just waiting for us to get the... localizer. Now we had flaps full, gear down. Now we have it, we can see it here.
1951, do you have them in sight, sir?
Air Portugal 1982 QNH is 1014 at Mohammed B International Contact Tower on 118.5. Have a good afternoon.
1014. We have that. Tower on 118.5, Air Portugal 1982. That's what we have here.
2000.
Casablanca Tower, Air Portugal 1982, inbound for ILS runway 36 right.
Air Portugal 1982, good afternoon.
2000.
Radar contact. Continue ILS to runway 35 right, call when established on final. Air Portugal 1982, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 10 miles at flight level 075.
Traffic not inside Air Portugal 1982. Continue to ILS runway 35 right, will call when established on final. Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982, this is Mohammed B Tower on 118.5. Please repeat your request.
Let's go a little bit more.
735, wind 25035, knots, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 28 left, and front 6735.
Traffic inside Air Portugal 1982. A little bit more like that. Oh, we have it there, so let's...
Seven Tango Romeo, line of runway 28 and left runway.
Line of runway 28 left runway, 7 Tango Romeo.
We have someone really close now.
Romeo wind 260.5 knots, Helix 5 Alpha departure, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff. Bye.
Clear takeoff, runway 28 left, Shamrock, 7 Tango Romeo, Helix 5 Alpha.
It's just in front of us.
Traffic, traffic.
Is he above us? I don't really see him. Let's go to managed, all the way down. Managed, managed, managed. It's managed. Oh no, definitely not 250. Stop, 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 stop.
7.5 miles south.
Say 180.
Continue approach at number 1 4267.
Do I not have it programmed? No, I don't, that's why. What's that called? Oh, crap. Yeah. Let me descend to 1500 or something like that. 2000. Let's see, it's 119. 109.9.
1982, you have traffic at 12
Now
o'clock
it
2 miles at
captured it.
2,800 feet.
Let's see if we can get it. Start the approach. It's managed. Now we got it. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect.
South London, Blue 3756, holding point Echo 1.
3756, good afternoon, hold course, runway 28 left.
All right.
Runway 34, traffic.
Speed. All short line is 28 left, and runway 34, Blue 3756. speed, speed, speed.
It was 4,000, I'm pretty sure. Certainly have some turbulence here, man. Wow. Let's see.
Charlie Fox Yankee, no, 2026 and after the Bailey truck was chimneys and the
1,000.
Not about 3,003, got the QNH 1026, and then one stay for the Bailey, head towards the prison house, Charlie Fox Yankee.
Air Portugal 1982 established on final for ILS runway 35 right. I'm going to let it take me all the way in as much as it can, because this is really, really not fun.
Air Portugal 1982 winds are 012 at 12 knots, cleared to land runway 35 right.
Cleared to land runway 35 right, Air Portugal 1982.
500.
Alright. Turn it off now. I need to get the right one.
400. Speed, speed, speed. Speed, speed. 300.
Glide slow.
Speed, speed. Speed, speed. 100. 50, 40, 30.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
20. Retard, retard. 10, 5. Retard, 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 retard,
Air Portugal
retard.
1982 exit runway when able.
That was not the best landing I've ever performed.
05 GLA 118, Ryanair 42567, next time with that.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casablanca. The local time is 2:28 p.m. and it's currently about 28 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us.
Oh, we have one here, mic one. Pretty sure that was a pretty rough landing.
Minus 7148, good afternoon, line is only 28 left.
Line up, 28 left.
Clear of active, Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982 contact ground on 121.7. Enjoy your afternoon.
Ground on 121.7, Air Portugal 1982.
7148, wind 2403, 4 knots, we'll keep it down for departure, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff, bye-bye.
6000 departure, clear for takeoff, runway 28 left, 7148, bye.
Alright, let's turn on the... Turn these off. Set this to taxi.
Ground, good morning. It's Air Canada 962. We're Alpha Lima information Zulu.
24 right, status is Zulu altimeter 2958, taxi Bravo Charlie.
Bravo and Charlie for 24 right, Air Canada 962.
Good afternoon, Casablanca ground, Air Portugal 1982, request taxi to the gate.
Jazz 946, contact tower 1835.
On a tower, Jazz 946.
Air Portugal 1982, taxi to gate 77 via taxiways Alpha.
Yeah.
Taxi to gate 7 via taxiway Alpha, Air Portugal 1982. That was...
Air Portugal 1982, taxi to gate 77.
Oh. Taxi to gate 77, Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982, taxi to gate 77.
Taxi to gate 77, Air Portugal 1982.
Air Portugal 1982, taxi to gate 77.
Continue Charlie, hold.
That's what I said. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can find it somewhere. Parking stands. Gate 77. I have absolutely no idea. There's something really interesting about these. Let me see what he wants me to do. I am here. Enter on me.
Air Canada 920, short Delta Tango with...
See, taxi.
Canada 920, ground 24 right, data is Zulu altimeter 2958, taxi left on Charlie. Charlie, 24 right, Air Canada.
I'm going to open up for my son just a second.
Ground Jordan 7361 at Alpha Lima.
Jazz 952, ground, taxi Bravo Charlie.
Bravo Charlie, Jazz 952.
Alright, I think I'm going to try to... according to this, it wants me to... Well, maybe it's because I can't see the airport here. Let me see. Info. Gates. If I can find that gate 77 there. Gate small. So it's about one of the roundabouts. Let me try to compare it with this one here.
And Jordan 361 at Alpha Lima.
7361, ground 238 is Zulu altimeter 2958.
Try to look here.
Hold short Alpha Kilo.
Oh, hello, little plane. Interesting. Must be down here. Yeah.
Grounder Canada 745, we're on Delta, we're going to 134.
Canada 745, ground, Apron Show 134 is unavailable, taxi Delta on the 3.
And if I'm not mistaken,
Delta on to 33 right, hold short tango.
it must be one of these around here somewhere. Let's try to I know where to go, so let's go. I think, at least I know.
Ah?
Yeah? Thank you, Lee. Alright, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, 920. Behind the vehicle at Delta Victor. Continue Charlie to Holding Bay until 1835.
It wants me to go down there, but I'm pretty sure that would be wrong. This must be an old image. Let me try to get this set up. Yeah. He's parked me in the middle of the taxiway. That's no place to park. Alright, I'll go around you. Let's see if we can find something called 77. There's at least a taxiway.
Alpha Kilo. 7361, taxi Alpha Hotel. Alpha Hotel, Jordan 7361.
See if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I can. I can even see the individual taxiways. That's pretty neat. There's the road I should be crossing, and gate 77 is just after that. It's called Juliet, so I don't know why it calls it 77. So, but it should be this one there. Let's brake. And let's turn. Let's see if we can find it. It's the one there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, actually. Yeah, alright, it is that one, because the other one... Alright, we can do that. No, this is the one I need to, because I don't want to fly straight into...
Yeah, 745 Afrika taking now. Continue Delta cross 338 Alpha Mike.
Delta cross 338 Alpha Mike. Yeah, 745.
Let's look at that. And about there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Africa. All right, let's turn taxi off, runway off, strobe off, nav light off, turn the engines off. Let's get the APU bleed on as well. Let's
Bravo, hold short Bravo 1, cross 15 miles.
Kilo Bravo to Bravo 1, cross 15 left, 913.
Turn engine 1 off. And engine 2 off. Let's see if it wants to connect. It will. That's so neat.
Okay, on a 40 ground, taxi left, Delta Victor and Charlie, give way to the dash, or give way to the RJ on Charlie.
Okay, Delta Victor and Charlie giving way to the RJ, Canada. Say the dash or the RJ?
I said the RJ, but disregard, he's a ways back, so Delta Victor and Charlie to R1835.
Okay, Delta Victor and Charlie behind the dash 8 here, then Air Canada 40.
They could respect the seat belt, but they don't. All right, let's get the rest of this stuff up here. Let's get ground handling on. Let's get ToLiss. So we're just going to open the cargo doors and ask the cargo trucks to get here. Get the ground power units to get here. Don't think we need anything else. That's to bottle. Let me set it to open. Yeah, we can call one truck and...
Okay, 902 ground, taxi left on Charlie.
Open that as well. Let's get the... ground power unit up here. Let's get these as well. Let's get that.
902 ground, taxi left, Charlie.
Let's turn the bleed off and the master switch off. Let's take an outside peek. Welcome to Africa, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, 914 ground, 248 is Alpha, altimeter 2959er, taxi Bravo Charlie.
And again, I know that the baggage is going in and not out, but I mean, that's just the way it is, right? All right, and I'm just in time to go down and pick up my daughter. So this is a perfectly timed stream, given the fact also that we actually flew from late. I mean, we flew late. Let's see how the passengers, they were satisfied, 88%. Pretty sure I made a pretty rough landing, but there's a lot of wind there. Let me see. $20 knots. Let's turn it down to 15 knots. Let's set the maximum turbulence to 50%. Let's reduce surface crosswind. Done. I'm not sure it's reducing anything. It felt like I was getting wobbled around like crazy. But look at this.
Okay, 702 going 24 right, this is Bravo, altimeter 2959er, taxi Bravo Charlie.
Bravo Charlie 2959, Air Canada 702, pick up Bravo.
see, one of the things that just get the camera free. One of the things that Microsoft Flight Sim is doing a little bit better is that this rubber thing here, it envelops like it should. There shouldn't be this gap here. I mean, again, it's just eye candy, right? It's, I mean, it's just totally eye candy. So let's try something pretty cool. Let me see.
That was 62,
It's on. Oh, I need to have some lights in here.
Taxi Alpha Mike, Alpha holds for Alpha Kilo.
See, where is it here?
Alpha Mike, Alpha holds short.
There's not much light that bright dome light is giving off. Try to turn on the floodlight here as well. Alright, did I unlock the door? No, Brownie. I know. yes, that's true. It's the A360 I'm flying right now. The new, just released A360 from Airbus. You're completely right. I really wish there was a walking speed here that was somewhere between snail and insane. Because I want to go out the stairs. But I mean, I'll be dead and gone before I get down to the other end of that airplane in this speed here. Yeah, so it's the A360 I'm flying. Yeah, no. A321. Not the 50 this time.
910 ground taxi Bravo Charlie.
And I'm flying with the Pilot2ATC. And it actually works. I mean, for the most part, it works pretty okay. It's so annoying that, but I mean, it's obvious why. The only thing, like I said, the only downside with it is that when you have traffic here, and I have live traffic on, because otherwise it becomes boring just flying around for yourself. And having those little dots on the PFD, that's also pretty cool. But, I mean, I tried, I told, if you probably just gotten here, Gnome, Brownie. Gnome. What did I call it? Brownie or Gnome? Or Brownie Gnome? Brownie Gnome. I can say that. So unfortunately the stream is about to end in a couple of minutes. But you didn't hear me say that I tried to fly in Microsoft Flight Sim from Los Angeles, KLX to San Francisco. And if it were to Pilot2ATC, I would have done the first, 17 or 20 go-arounds, because there's a lot of traffic there, and every time the ATC, I mean, obviously it's working. Every time it saw an airplane on the runway, it would say that I should perform the standard go-around procedure and come back and do it again. And the problem is that the ATC can only control me, it cannot control anything else. So obviously, that's pretty cool, right? So I guess the airport could have been a little bit prettier. Look at this.
Canada 2286, contact apron 122.
And that looks like a little candle. That one there, a strange candle, but a candle nonetheless. Yeah. So the ATC told me to go around every time I try to land, because the airplanes that even Microsoft Flight Sim is picking up, they are controlled right by their ATC, not by me. So they will just go out on the runway and they will land and all that. But yeah, I was forced to endure getting thrown around by all of these between all of these planes. So yeah, we took the Brownie. We took the ToLiss here, A321, a trip from La Palma, and then all the way to Morocco. It's Casablanca in Morocco. And I think we are going to fly around at least a little bit around the northern parts of Africa, then go back to Europe. I don't know what we're going to do in Africa, fly back and forth, or whichever. And as you can see here, these are the new engines that, well, not the new, they're still the LEAP engines, but they are, let me find the name.
5209. 5209, good. Charles, requesting kilo. 5209, proceed Foxtrot Hotel. Foxtrot Hotel, 5209. 5209, cross runway 23, Juliet Q. 209.
I think he's called Carter Yawol or something like that. Let's just call him Carter. He's the man behind, as far as I know, he's the man behind the engines here. This is only a visual mod, but still, I mean. The standard engine from the ToLiss is pretty okay, but this, it just completes it. It's a really, I mean, in my opinion, it's really well modeled when you look inside here. So as far as I understand it, he done every part of the engine in 3D Blender or something. I don't know if he used 3ds Max or Blender or something like that. I don't think he's done the interior chamber here. That
6907, contact apron 122.07. Good day.
No. But I wouldn't expect it. But as you can see, he did. I mean, he did do part of the. He did model the interior chamber as an interior chamber. He just didn't put anything inside it, which would also have been ridiculous because, you know, you wouldn't. But look at this. That's pretty good modeling for you. And then the noise cancelling part here. It's also pretty neat. So let's try to get one of these vehicles to drive away, and that's the only thing I don't like about ground handling. I mean, I could change it myself because it's plane specific, but just look at this, what they do.
Down 27, ground. Ground 27's on Juliet, like permission to proceed out through the apron with turns in Bravo and Charlie. Down 27, proceed out through the apron with turns in Bravo and Charlie.
E-tops. There you have it.
Roger, ground. Proceed up to the apron with turns in Bravo and Charlie and give way to the aircraft. Staff 27.
Alright, we are almost there, and we can see both of them. I mean, this is not Microsoft Flight Sim, and it will never be Microsoft Flight Sim, but what I'm wondering is what this is pretty neat.
And taxi for WestJet 72. WestJet 72, round runway 18, altimeter
Alright,
2969.
look at this.
Taxi Whiskey Foxtrot, cross 25, and then via Tango for runway 18.
Let's make the bus drive away. Now the bus is okay. It'll just crash into the building. Hey, wait for me! Somewhere. Maybe he'll park there. I don't know. He's getting out of the way. But look at these two clowns. Oh, I forgot him. Alright, I'm going to shift to the ordinary camera here. Now, I should probably have heard a couple of times, and I think it's... Whoa, whoa.
Cross, runway 13 via Red Whiskey, hold short, runway 18.
To probably have heard a couple of times. I'm not a real world pilot. But nice animation. I do believe, and look at that, we had a plane taking off there. That's pretty cool. I mean, that is really cool. And that is a real world airplane taking off from Casablanca at this very moment. Let me just go over here. Let's close these as well. Let me just move it out of over here to the other screen so we can see when it closes up. I never figured... Brown, if you're still here, obviously for the... I would suppose for the A321 that we have here, the forward and aft cargo room are for luggage, or if you're transporting cargo, you put it in there. But what do you use the bulk room for? Because the door is obviously smaller. So it is just for some kind of ballast you put inside to even out the if it's not well balanced, then you put some stuff in there that you can do, because it's a smaller door than the other two. Or has the people that made ground handling here actually gotten it completely wrong, that all the people cargo goes inside the bulk room and ordinary cargo goes in through these big doors here? Or is it just a combo? If you're still here, Brownie, I'm pretty sure it was you that was it you that was the real world pilot? Really can't remember all these names. But if you're not a real world pilot, then just tell me what you think. I mean, that's what I think at least. Now, like I said, I'm not a real world pilot, but I am 100% confident that this this can present a challenge when you want to do a pushback and engine start here. I mean, look at that. Why the heck would they place them behind the aircraft? We all know that pushbacks go this way into the building. So we put the tuck here, and then we take the airplane all the way around, and then we exit out here somewhere. Or not. But yeah, I mean, I know you can just do this. Bye. Just get the ground power unit back. But I mean, it's a little, it breaks the immersion a little bit, in my opinion. All right, let's close this door as well. And just get it, see if I can get the ToLiss thing in here. Now good. Alright, let's see. There, close. Let's turn off high pressure and low pressure here. Alright. Let's turn external power off. Let's get him to drive away. Bye. And turn battery off. Alright, we are now in a just as cold and dark plane as we got it. And it's about time that I go down and pick up my daughter, so it's just the perfect time to say bye-bye. To say bye-bye. To say goodbye. So what are my overall thoughts about all of this? Like I said in the previous stream, let me try to recap that here now. Pilot2ATC is a wonderful program. Let me just go to the screencast so you can see my... There we go. And I might get some drop frames, but that's why I want to take it down to 30 frames per second. Nevertheless, let me show you, if you haven't seen it before, this is the small version of Pilot2ATC. You can expand it, and then it moves over to the other screen, obviously. And here you can see my flight plan. So what you do is that you can make a new one, like I do now. Then you can add your waypoints manually if you want to, or you can do like I did. You can import it by taking this route here. I've taken in PFPX, or online flight plan type. You can also import, let me see, I should have games, flights, no, not Microsoft. Explain 11, output, FMS, and then we should find this one. It should practically say it gives the same. It's basically the same. Then down here you add your standard arrival, the standard instrument departures, your standard arrivals, your approaches and all that. And then Pilot2ATC will tell you what you do according to this plan here. What can be a challenge is these numbers up here, because they are not imported by the airplane. We were actually supposed to fly at flight level 360 or something like that. But I've put in much lower cruising altitude, so, you know. And these descent rates and climb rates, I don't know what they are in the ToLiss when you have it set to normal. So, yeah, that's the issue here. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do in here that I haven't done. You can get it. You can get it to show that you see this is the taxi route. I think that I may need to import it from X-Plane 11 instead of Microsoft Flight Sim, because it apparently doesn't recognize. Let me show you terrain. Yeah, you can see it doesn't recognize there's anything here. The Street View does, obviously. Here you have the terminals and gate 77 here. So that's basically how it works. We are offline now. That's our transponder frequency. So let's move that out of the way. Let's get let me finish what I wanted to say about this while I can see the chat. So my idea, my thoughts are that Pilot2ATC is definitely a program that is worth the money. If you want to fly simulations like this, and you are not afraid of going to VATSIM, because you have to, usually you have much more to do here on Pilot2ATC than you do on VATSIM, especially in these places where there are no ATC. But if you're thinking that as nice as VATSIM is, or EVAO is, it can be a little bit, I wouldn't say annoying, boring perhaps, to log into an airport and then there's nothing there. It's just Unicom. And you do all of the stuff you do when you're on Unicom. You say the airport name, you say traffic, you do all of that. But still, I mean, you're basically flying yourself around, right? That's the experience, is to have someone guide you around. But then again, when there is an ATC, when you have a ground, when you have delivery, when you have tower, when you have approach and center and all that, departure and all that, then it's cool. Because there's nothing at all that can beat talking to a real person. That just isn't. All the nuances in the thing you say, speech recognition will, I mean, it will throw up on it. It will just, blah, just don't know what to do. But a real world person, he can guide you. He can, even if you just don't use the exact phraseology, they usually know what you mean, and then they can sort of guide you, and then can help you. Pilot2ATC, it's just really, it just smacks you in the head if you say something wrong, and worst of all, you can say something accurate that you didn't want to see, and then it recognizes it as something completely different. I had once when I used one of the older versions of Pilot2ATC. I had to say all of that, you know, using the transition and what is called the standard arrival and the transition and all that. And instead of recognizing what I said about the transition and all that, instead it just gave me another airport with another runway. Thank you. And then you have to go through a little fortune wheel of different options, just pressing buttons all the way around in order for you to recognize that you're actually flying your plane. You just said something wrong. So basically what you have to do is that you have to, because it will say, usually it will say something that your flight is invalid or old or something like that. It's out of date, and then it will close it. And every time you try to get a new clearance, it'll just say your flight plan is old, file a new one. So you have to file, you have to validate. Let me show you. So this could be the case, right? We've flown in, we have said something wrong, it will close your plan. Then you'll have to validate it again. File it. And it should fill out the blanks here. Usually does. Yeah. No standard arrival, but we can choose that if we want ourselves. That's not the point. The point is that now we are flying probably very close to an airport, inbound to a landing, and now we have to get our clearance once again. So that's one of the downsides with the Pilot2ATC. The other downside, and you basically saw it here, right, when I flew, when I had my second approach to the airport, because I was stupid and slow and didn't get to manage all my airplane stuff in good time. There was also a little bit of a problem with the descent rate and all that here. Maybe I'm going to turn that down so it matches more the descent rate that I could get in my my PFPX plan. Nevertheless, that's not the point. The point is that you saw here that the Pilot2ATC can only control me. So if there's another airplane on the field, if there's another airplane in the sky, if it's another airplane on the taxiway, on the runway, whatever, it will tell me to budge out of the way, because it cannot move the other planes around. These are from real aircraft, so obviously they cannot move them around. I mean, that would be pretty scary, actually. And so, like I said, I had this flight from KLX to KSFO, and every time I tried to land, I think I did it twice. And I had packs on, so they were just completely insane. I think I got 48% rating or something like that, because I had to tell them, well, we are a little bit late. In the end, I just had to say, screw it, I'm going to land. and then I landed in the middle of an airplane. So that's the issue here with another issue with Pilot2ATC that you can get in these situations. So what is Pilot2ATC good for? It's good for you rehearsing all of the steps from standing at the gate to landing, to parking the gate again, because you have every step, every step of the flight here. You have the clearance. I mean, depending, La Palma didn't have all the parts, right? But you have clearance delivery, you have ground, you have tower, you have departure, you have center, and you have to manage. You can tell Pilot2ATC to give you a co-pilot and manage part of it for you, but basically you have to manage all of that. Yeah, that was Pilot2ATC. So what it's good for is that you have all of these steps. You're not depending on some person actually logging on and giving you ATC help. You just get it. All right, let's see what our rating was. I'm going to pull this in. So here's our little Oh yeah, if you haven't, one of the things that I really want ToLiss to do, and really want Flight Factor to do, fly-by-wire, they actually added the seatbelt button to give a signal through FSUIPC. So when I flick the seatbelt button, PAX recognizes it. I discovered that yesterday. That's so freaking awesome, because let me show you what I do. So when I'm running a PAX flight, I go in here and then I turn the seatbelt on, and then I go into PAX, and then I go in here and I set seatbelt sign on and press OK. That's what I do. And even though it's a minor step, and I can even just, connect it to a button. First of all, if I use a button, I have to remember what I pressed. Second of all, having it connected to this button here gives it so much more immersion, because it feels like this button is actually doing something. Let's see. Oh, interesting. ToLiss. Nah. All right, they should have. I don't expect a plane where there's no external power battery on that you can use these buttons here and get them to make a sound. So that is something you need to fix, ToLiss. But let's beside that, because I need to go and pick up my daughter. We have 87% satisfied. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I did a hard landing. So let's take a look. Minus 675. Yes. So that's pretty hard. Very slightly ahead of schedule. Hard landing. That's it. I'll definitely be recommending you at work. I'm totally telling my friends about this airline. I'm glad we're here early. That landing was a bit rough. Yeah, it sure was. Bronze activity. Wow. There you have it. Let's close PAX. Let's just disconnect Pilot2ATC. Yes, I do want to exit it. Anything else? Yeah, let's remove that as well, so we have full screen. Let's go back to the game screen. And before I let you all go, let's get a little bit of some replay. So let's see, where should we go? Let me just take an outside peek. Let's see, here perhaps? No? Here? Yeah, that's a little bit more like it. Alright, let's see the first landing. Let's go a little bit faster. But there is definitely a lot of crosswind and turbulence and all that here. Look at that. What the heck? I mean, I know I'm let's see. I honestly have to say, landing in conditions like this, I'm actually pretty impressed that I managed to land without crashing anything like that. Let's see. Let's give it a little bit more time. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's get it there. Let's see it from behind. See if I can get these airplanes out of the way. Yeah, it was a pretty rough landing. Let's look at it from the front. Flared too much, I think. All right, let's final view. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's take a look at how it looks from here. Boom. See, when I begin to retract the flaps, I just want to hear if there's sound on that. Yeah, there is. Pretty cool. All right, that's all you're going to get. I hope that you are coming back for more next time I stream. I don't know if it will be tomorrow or when it's going to be. I have absolutely no idea. And again, I would like to have you all reconsider to join my Discord whenever I put out something new. I mean, whenever I have new information to give you, if a stream is cancelled or anything like that, I'll put the information on the Discord, and you can find the Discord link in my channel description at twitch.tv/xmikesbasements. Or you can, when you're actually here, you can type !Discord. Let me just see if I can make it do it. Discord. That should give you the link to the Discord. So there you are. You can always do that. The Streamlabs bot will help you out. And the link should be permanent, so there should be no problems getting it working. Alright, I hope that you have enjoyed this stream, this little special stream. It's always fun to do this with forgot the name. Pilot2ATC, because there's usually some issues, but they're manageable, and you can always get by them. The ATC fortunately won't yell at you if you if you do something wrong in that sense. All right, that's it. Remember, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up on YouTube. If you dislike it, then give it a thumb down. And we are very close and hitting the halfway marker for 50 subscribers, 50 followers on YouTube. Sorry, on Twitch. Also subscribe on YouTube, please do. But follow me on Twitch. When we reach 25 followers on Twitch, I will do a special stream, some kind, halfway there, to get the other halfway going. So I hope that I will see you later on, and stay safe out there and all that jazz. All right, see you later. Bye bye.